disappointed. Okay. So I'm not going to lose any more time with you. I am going to bring her onto the broadcast to you, the amazing Sasha Venyke. Did I pronounce that right?
Nope.
Help us out.
So it's Sasha Venyke. It looks a lot scarier than it actually is.
I love it. Okay, I got it now. Sasha Venyke. Thank you so much for joining me today in the broadcast so I can introduce you to these amazing folks watching, and let's go in and tell them how we met.
Okay. So I am a therapist, and last year in the fall, I went to a conference called the Black Therapists Rock Annual Conference, which was amazing, and you were there doing an amazing presentation about how to tell your story without hurting the people you love. And I was sitting in there and I was like, man, this sounds amazing. But then afterwards we walked out and I was like, I don't know though. I don't know if I really want to do it. So I remember walking up to you and asking some follow-up questions. And the next thing I know, I'm snot crying in the middle of the street in Silver Spring.
She was not crying. She was actually not crying, yes.
And I was like, okay, I guess I'm getting ready to tell this story that I've been holding in. So.
Well, one, I'm so glad that you were there. And for you guys watching, it's really important when you're a speaker to connect with your audience and to be clear who it is you're talking to. And I was clear that the women that I wanted to work with probably were in that audience because I did my pre-work and asked questions, right? And so when I met Sasha, we connected instantly. She possesses so many qualities of my ideal avatar. You guys know her name is Vanessa, right? She has so many of her attributes. So we connected instantly, and I'm so grateful and thankful that she took a chance on herself, right? And decided to do what I talked about during the workshop was share your story, because it can be scary when you're sharing personal things, right?
Yes.
How your family's going to respond, how, your peers and different things. So let's talk about really you. Let's peel back the layers to Sasha a little bit and tell folks more about who you are.
So yes, I'm Sasha Venyke. I am a licensed clinical social worker, so a therapist, and I work by day in a primary care office just providing therapy to people. Love what I do. I'm a trauma specialist, and so I really help people develop kind of a user guide to themselves so that they can get unstuck from, the traumatic experiences that they've had in the past. And then I also have a women's empowerment organization that I just sit down and curate these awesome wellness experiences that center around self-care to make sure, women are showing up, we're being authentic, and we're being our best selves.
Yeah, because that's tough, especially for corporate women. I know I'm from corporate America, and it's so difficult for women who have to go to work in a stuffy suit every day, right, to show up as their true self, especially when they're experiencing tough parts in their life. And they tend to be misunderstood, because we have to be so spot on in corporate America. It's easy for people to forget that we are human and we have a voice. So looking at your background and what you're sharing in Fiercely Speaking, where's the connect? Do you think somehow writing this chapter will help somehow in your personal life and your business or anything like that?
Well, sure. I think that it will help in my personal life because, it just allows me to show up for myself in a very different way. And to just be courageous and fearless when it comes to telling my story and connecting with other people, because I have a tendency to hide and play the background. So that's going to be amazing for me personally. And then from a professional arena, I'm just looking forward to being able to connect to amazing women who identify with my story, create that tribe. So I'm looking forward to that. I'm really excited. I've met so many amazing people just by being in the book so far. And so I'm looking forward to what other doors and what other people walk in my life.
hey, you know what, as you were talking, that really connected with me, because so many of us, though we shine professionally, personally, we tend to shrink, right? We tend to hide because the world tells us as women that, you know, you got to always play it safe. And so I applaud you for taking action. Somebody put in the comments, hashtag action takers win, because you do. And you win by owning who you are. You win by stretching yourself and connecting with a whole bunch of people, like the ladies in the group. I think you only knew one of them, right? And one of the co-authors. How many of them did you? Right. And so now you've opened up your circle a little bit. And so you definitely will win. So what more can you tell? Well, first of all, I don't want you to give it all away because they got to buy the book, right? So can you tell the viewers a little bit, just a little bit about your chapter?
Yeah, so my chapter is all about me kind of going on this journey of self-love through really prioritizing self-care, and I give 5 tips for how to step into being your authentic self. But to give a little bit of a backstory, I guess, but not give too much away, when I was about 11, I was sexually abused by a male family member. And so what I started noticing in my 20s was that I just had I had horrible relationships. Like the way that I connected with other people was severely damaged. And I was kind of like a yin and a yang. Like on one hand, I was like super helpful and a doormat. And then on the other hand, I was like, snap your neck, fire breathing dragon, I'm gonna cuss you out, I'm gonna get you, right?
Wait. Pause. I so don't get that from you.
Oh, it's work, man. It is a work. And really, it was like, I'm really not that person, but when you take me there, I go there. And I was like, I was so tired and exhausted of going back and forth between these two versions of myself. And I was like, something has got to give, and I need to figure out who I am, like the real me, and not kind of carry around this armor. And so my chapter is all about the steps that I took to get to this place where, you know, I can speak fiercely, not ferociously.
Drop the mic. Drop the mic on that. Somebody, hold on. Can we tweet Sasha on that? That she learned how to speak fiercely and not ferociously. That is, whoa, I love it. Because, guys, in case you aren't aware what this amazing anthology centers around, it shows how we as women found our voices in spite of cultural traditions, religion, or trauma. If you can relate to that, put in the comments, it's a number one. It's a number one, and we know we're on the same page. So it definitely sounds like your chapter fits that bill and is going to help so many women. Oh my gosh. I'm so excited that you decided to be courageous and fierce and show up for yourself. And in turn, you're going to bless so many women.
Yes, I'm excited as well. I cannot wait for you all to get your hands on this book.
Yes. So until then, let the viewers know what's going on next for you. What's the next thing in store for you? Now that you've taken this step, what are you doing next? And, you know, how will this book even help you in that direction?
So right now, I've already hosted one kind of women's empowerment event, and so I'm working on planning additional things for later on in the year, as well as I'm working on creating some digital products to go along with that. You know, everybody can't have, you know, they don't have the opportunity to be here in North Carolina and see me face to face, but I want to make sure that I'm creating a digital footprint for myself so people can get access to this information. I am on social media as Sasha Venyke, so SashAvenyke on all of the things, Instagram, Twitter, and Facebook. And then my website is also SashaVenyke.com.
I love it. So before we go, what's one last thing you want to leave the viewers with? Because you told them how to keep in touch with you. right? They know what to expect out of your chapter, and I know they're going to be eagerly waiting to hear from it. So what's the last thing, if there's somebody watching right now that's on the fence and they're connecting with what you're saying, but they're feeling, emotions based on just a little bit you shared, what's the one thing you want to leave them with?
I just want you all to know that it is so super duper important for you to engage in self-care, for you to just find those small pockets in your day and do something good for yourself and show up for yourself, even if you don't know who you are right now. Just spending that time is getting you closer and closer to being that authentic version of you. And you rock.
Yes. Hashtag you rock. Sasha done told you. I tell you all the time, but she done co-signed. So yes, you rock. And absolutely, Sasha, you definitely do. And I'm just thankful I get to know you, get to hang out with you, and get to be with you in this book forever. Isn't that awesome?
It is. And I mean, Audrey, you rock. You do so many amazing things. You're changing lives with all of your anthologies. I'm excited to hear what you're up to next, too.
Girl, listen, stay tuned. But guys, so if you want to keep in touch with Sasha, make sure you connect with her, comment, she will reply back. Check out this lady because she won't disappoint you. We were talking about self-care before we broadcasted, and she was working out, just getting it going. And it's so inspiring to me to see all that you're doing. You're a mom, you have a lot happening in your life, but you still take time out for yourself. It's important. And we got to teach that, because as professionals, we put ourselves last. And until we put ourselves first, right, we really won't be able to connect with that authentic part of ourselves. So I thank you for sharing. I thank you for being open and being willing and for just being you. So guys, thank you all for tuning in. Make sure you connect with Sasha Venyke. Did I get it right that time?
Yes, you did.
I ended it right. Thank you guys so much for tuning in. Connect with Sasha and be waiting, because Fiercely Speaking is coming. And there is a woman in your life. There's a young woman in your life. There's an older woman in your life, somebody that's struggling with understanding how to awaken their extraordinary voice. And this book will see them through. Have a great day, guys.